All right, what is going on with solar in Illinois? All right, I'm gonna explain solar to new sales reps in 10 minutes flat. All right, so starting simple as heck, Eagle View. Basically what's going on in Illinois right now is there are these two huge incentives in place from the federal government and then from the Illinois Power Agency, where basically these two huge incentives have gotten it to the point where the average homeowner can swap their average electric bill for a lower solar payment right away with no cost out of pocket. So let me kind of break that down though. So in 2016, it actually started before this, but this most recent batch of federal incentives where the federal government wanted to incentivize people to go solar, in 2016, they started mandating that each state has X amount of their energy coming from renewable resources. Okay, so it's different for every state, but Illinois, by the year 2025, has to have 25% of their energy coming from renewable resources. All right, and if we don't get there, if the state of Illinois doesn't get to that 25% renewable by 2025, then ComEd, Ameren, the utility companies are going to face huge financial penalties. So, backing up to 2016, the federal government, when they started mandating that, they started incentivizing homeowners nationwide by paying for 30% of the original cost of a solar panel system. So if you were to purchase a solar panel system for your home, let's say it was a $40,000 system, on your tax return the following year, you would get 30% of that back as a full federal tax credit, not as a deduction, full $12,000 back on your taxes. That was through the end of 2019. So anyone that went solar from beginning of 2016 through the end of 2019 got that 30% federal tax credit. That federal tax credit went from 30% to 26% this year in 2020. It's going to 22% next year in 2021, and then it's gone. All right, they tried to just extend that incentive, but it got declined. So 30% up through the end of last year, 26% this year, 22% next year. However, people in Illinois still weren't going solar with that 30% and now this 26% federal tax credit because the amount of sun hours we get just didn't make sense financially. That's where Illinois had to come up with their own incentive program in order to get to that 25% that they're required to get to of renewable energy by 2025. Okay, so basically what Illinois came up with, and it started January 31st of 2018, and it's looking like it's going to go through about January of next year, is Illinois came up with their own incentive program to add to the federal tax credit. Okay, they wanted to come up with something to get it to the point where it became like a no-brainer for homeowners to go solar. All right, so what they came up with was basically everybody that's going solar in Illinois right now, they get the panels put up on their roof. Okay, those panels produce energy during the day, obviously when the sun's out. Anything that their home uses during the day, any electricity they use during the day while their panels are producing, comes straight down from the roof into the home. Okay, not complicated, never even touches the ComEd, electric meter, power lines, but their systems are actually going to produce extra energy during the day, especially in the summer. So all that extra energy that they're producing on their roof during the day that they're not using right at that moment is actually going to get sent out to ComEd's power grid. Okay, so it's going to go through their electric meter on the side of their house, their new digital smart meter. Their meter is going to keep track of everything that they're sending out to the grid. All right, ComEd is then going to take that energy and they're going to sell it for a profit. I'll get back to that in 1 second. But they kept track of everything you sent out so that at night and in the winter months, when your system is not producing enough compared to the amount of energy you're consuming, then you're going to start to pull back energy from the grid. And as long as you first sent out X amount of energy extra during the day over the summer, you'll be able to pull back X amount of energy at no cost to you. So the goal of going solar is to get a system that produces the exact same amount or close to the same amount of electricity over the course of the year as you consume. Okay, and if that's the case, if we are able to build a system that produces the same amount that you consume across the year, then you eliminate all of your electric bill to ComEd other than a $16 customer charge, and then you swap the rest of your ComEd bill for a lower solar payment. All right, so most people are either breaking even or saving money right away. As ComEd continues to go up, your solar payment stays low and eventually goes away. I'll get back into that in a second. But all that to say, the Illinois incentive program remember you sent out extra energy to the grid during the day that ComEd took and sold. So what the Illinois Incentive Program is, they're projecting out 15 years of profit that they're going to make off of your system based off the size of your system, and they're paying that to the owner of the system up front. All right, all in one lump sum within the first year. So you've got the federal government paying now 26% of the cost of a system. You'll get that back within about a year. And you've got the Illinois Power Agency that ends up being about 25% of the cost of the system as well. So if you were to purchase a solar panel system, you pay the original cost, you get half of that back, and then whatever's remaining, you'd have a solar loan payment that's less than what your average electric bill is, okay? Now, that would be a purchase. A power purchase agreement or a lease is even simpler. You don't actually have to pay for the system. Okay, we partner with a company called Vivint where they will pay for the installation of the system, the equipment. They will collect the incentives. So they get that incentive money because they bought the system, they paid for it. And then they allow you to just start buying cheaper power from the panels that they put on your roof. Okay, so you don't pay anything through the whole process. 30 days after your system gets turned on your roof, you start buying your power from the panels at usually about 20 to 30% less than you were paying ComEd before. Okay, and that's the simple breakdown of a purchase and a power purchase agreement, and how the incentives work. I'm going to keep this video short so it actually uploads to the YouTube channel, but I will post another one here soon. Okay, deuce. I wish I had Tron Solar, but I don't. But Tron Solar's in the heart, baby. Let's go.